My dear child, often you don't notice the quiet actions I take out of sight. From where I stand, your life spreads far beyond what you perceive. Threats never reached you, not because they were absent, but because I barred them and removed them. I stepped in without announcement long before you asked. You may usually focus on what happened: setbacks, closed doors, prolonged silence, people departing, disappointments that still ache. Yet how often do you consider the accidents avoided, the messages never delivered, the plots that dissolved before reaching you? I know the stretch has felt endless, yet today I invite your attention beyond what you can touch. Look deeper with me. Let the unseen layer of your journey become visible in your thoughts, and let patience replace the tired sigh you have carried. Moments that seemed empty actually carried more presence than you guessed. You cannot imagine everything I cleared from your way. And you do not need each detail. Sense its weight in comfort. Remembering that I guide through gifts and through restraint. My holding back is never dismissal. It serves to root and to safeguard. When I pause a path, it is not a verdict against you, but a shield around you, a way of leading you toward ground that can bear your weight and hopes without crumbling. This quiet care showed itself when you pleaded for certain openings. Behind those entrances waited compromise, fatigue, manipulation, and slow erosion of the purpose I placed in you. So I quietly took them out of reach. I did this for your long-term strength. Chances you celebrated from afar would have crushed you under demands you could not carry. I removed them without spectacle while you wondered if I noticed. I noticed. I acted. I chose timing over rush, depth over display, so your future would stand. Real freedom often enters quietly, noticed only when you look back and see the harm that never arrived. What you labeled delay was thoughtful timing. I guard you not only from outside harm, but also from your own deadlines, impatience, and urge to settle for what merely appears good. I understand the cost, and I know your questions. I have heard every whisper that began, "Why not yet?" My response stays the same: I care too deeply to let you construct on shaky ground. I watched disappointment press you, yet you kept choosing trust over quitting. Your patience mattered. I noticed quiet tears held back, the times you pretended strength while breaking inside. None of that was wasted. Those experiences shaped endurance and deeper reliance. Because you walked through unseen trials without folding, I will reveal what has grown in quiet places. You might not have noticed, yet I have been stretching your inner life, giving it more room. I enlarged your capacity to care, to think, and to hope beyond immediate surroundings, crafting resilience hidden beneath daily tasks, quietly and courageously. I have built abilities inside you that were invisible until now. The calmer mind you bring to situations that once overwhelmed you, that is my work. The resolve to leave spaces or relationships that once framed your identity, that also comes from me. The capacity to pause peacefully while circumstances look unclear is more evidence. I kept you because your insight is needed. Your story, your voice, your lessons drawn from waiting will steady others who still stumble. First, I cleared whatever would restrict that outcome. This was never punishment or neglect. It was preparation. You felt overlooked, yet I opened space. You felt stuck, yet I rearranged your surroundings. You thought I was silent, yet my silence removed what had to leave. All of it was intentional. Each apparent loss was a layer lifted, a chain unfastened, a weight taken off. Your hands are freer than you recognize, freer to create, freer to share. What once felt like subtraction is actually room for new growth, space you will soon recognize as necessary. So trust me in a new way, not only as one who provides answers, but as one who guards. Begin each day grateful for what you notice and even more for what you never saw me prevent. This is mature faith, walking without constant evidence. Real trust accepts my refusal, rests without tidy conclusions, and stands tall without applause. Such trust shifts obstacles not by force, but by patient endurance. Your story is proof that steady trust outlasts loud fear. So hear me. You're no longer wandering unaware. You're noticing me in quiet spaces. My work is not limited to dramatic change. It fills everyday choices and subtle protections. I have always been present, clearing more than you realize. What lies ahead is not random or left over. It is what I guarded for you. The next part of your story is one you were hidden and prepared for. It aligns perfectly with the timing I have woven into every detail of your experience. You are ready, not because of visible strength, but because of surrendered will. Your readiness shows in the quiet confidence that has replaced anxious striving, in the clarity that now steadies your steps, and in the humility that keeps your heart open. By following even when confused, you have been protected, preserved, and positioned. Even when the route felt confusing, you stayed close, adjusting your pace to my direction rather than forcing your own map across rugged ground on stormlit nights, too. Now the season shifts. You are sent out. I have watched each moment. Release does not mean abandonment. It means purpose given space to breathe, responsibility meeting opportunity, and your voice finding rooms that are ready to listen at last. You assumed nobody noticed. I witnessed you pull yourself together for another day while yesterday still weighed on you. I watched the forced smiles, the quiet battles. I never waited for polished words. I watched perseverance. Your heart remained open. Your trust turned toward me again. Know this, your weakness never disappointed me. My regard grew each time you chose honesty over show, vulnerability over disguise, allowing me to meet you where you truly were today. I have always been drawn to your honesty. You often wondered whether I understood your motives when actions fell short or saw the effort when outcomes stalled. Yes, I recognized the intent behind every small step, and I stored each effort as part of your unfolding story. You asked if I remembered the small offerings, quiet prayers, whispered agreements, forgiveness that cost you. My answer is yes. I have never stopped loving you, even through doubt, fatigue, or questions. I never withdrew from your humanity. Always, without pause, I stepped into life beside you. Hear this plainly, my view of you has never shifted. Not on your hardest day or through your toughest struggle. My care did not begin when your behavior improved. My commitment has never flickered once. My regard is not performance-based. It flows from who I am. I cannot abandon what I create. Your existence matters because I shaped it in intention. And abandoning you would deny my own truth utterly. You belong to me. All the hidden work, each removal, each quiet moment, each blocked path has served a larger story. I wove these events so that you could trace a thread of care running beneath ordinary moments, teaching you perspective. Today, the goal was never distance from good things, but closeness with me. I know you struggled with worth, measuring value by visibility, feeling rejection deeply. Someone's failure to recognize your worth never erased it. Their limited sight changed nothing in my eyes. You were not designed to live by temporary approval. You were formed to walk in a lasting identity shaped by steady love. You keep searching for reasons behind losses, unexpected departures, and collapsed plans. This identity endures relationship shifts and seasons of waiting, anchoring you when labels fall away. Understand this, not everything was meant to stay. Some things would have drained more than they gave. Some people would have blurred your focus. You asked for growth. I removed weight you could not see, preparing you for larger influence without unnecessary strain. For clarity and impact before building, ground had to be cleared, and that hurt. I did not leave you to recover alone. Clearing the terrain felt harsh, yet it protected foundations, letting what matters persist and shallow motives fade away. I remained present when you felt nothing. As clarity returns, pause the question, what's next? For a moment. Let the moment breathe, letting awareness catch up with reality, because haste can close eyes that were just beginning to open fully. Rather ask, how do you see me now? Seeing through my view brings confidence. I see a survivor of storms, someone who kept faith when fear shouted. I call that strength beautiful. I invite you to restoration through relationship, not another sprint or cycle of effort, but simple nearness. Rest happens in ordinary times, during quiet meals, brief walks, shared laughter, and evenings when you simply breathe and know you are safe inside. Sit with me, not to prove usefulness, but because you are already loved. Your power is not perfect performance, but steady connection. Let me handle the parts you keep managing alone. Bring the concerns you file away for another day. Hand me the questions you hesitate to voice. Let me supply what you need. Return to me at the start of each day. We will sort them together without rush, letting clarity rise like first light after a long night. Come not to perform, but to connect. Return in ordinary moments, while walking, breathing, pausing. I am near. Words are optional. I know your heart. Stop pretending to be fine. I see through that. Arrive tired, hopeful, unsure. Just arrive. As you do, I will reveal more. You need not grasp everything now. Trust that withheld explanations are still care, that unanswered questions can rest for now. Simply remember, I have not left and never will. Provision for the future is already arranged. Obstacles unseen to you are already removed. Hold this promise close when shadows stretch long or when others doubt. Your direction stay assured within. I have gone ahead to set the stage. Quiet does not equal inactivity. Stillness is not paralysis. You progress even when steps feel uncertain because we move together. Each uncertain step teaches balance, training you for wider paths still unseen. So breathe, child. You are not late, overlooked, or out of place. You stand right on schedule for what I planned, and every protection will prove worthwhile. In time, you will see how every delay carried hidden kindness toward you. Everything I kept from you will one day make you say, "Thank you for not granting what I thought I needed." That moment of understanding will arrive like clear dawn after restless hours, and gratitude will settle deep within you. Now I ask, will you trust me again? Not based on feelings, but on who I am. Trust is choosing steadiness when emotions swing, keeping your hand in mine when sight feels blurred, step by steady step each new day. Let's discuss the pain. Not the kind you share easily, but the ache buried where few can reach. Pain rarely speaks loudly, yet its quiet weight shapes your posture and colors how you see tomorrow. Unless you name it with honesty, it lingers even while you do everything right. It hides behind your smile, beneath the armor you learn to wear. It whispers in late hours, reminding you of unfinished conversations, of hopes postponed, and of fears you struggle to voice. I know that pain, not only by sight, but by sharing it with you. None of it was wasted. Every second stayed within my awareness. I carried it beside you through rooms where no friend could follow, through dreams that woke you sweating. Now I intend to give that endurance meaning, not to celebrate struggle, but to redeem it. Redemption turns hard memories into reservoirs of empathy, giving your voice resonance with anyone who walks similar roads and invites hope to rise again. You have spent many hours trying to explain your suffering, asking why events unfolded as they did. You traced possibilities, replayed conversations, and searched the past for clues, hoping a map would appear to guide your weary thoughts toward quiet. Why certain bonds fractured, why you felt excluded, lagging, or isolated. You questioned whether something in you pushed others away, whether you missed warnings, whether staying might have saved the connection from falling apart. These spirals drained your rest repeatedly. Why doors that seemed endorsed suddenly closed? Why promising seasons ended quietly? You asked, where were you? Hear me clearly, I was there. I was present at each turn, guiding outcomes beyond immediate sight for your lasting good and peace. Every time. I did more than watch. I stepped in. I did not always remove pain, but I limited its reach. You experienced only what I permitted. What touched you carried limits drawn by my care all along, consistently applied. Even that allowance carried purpose. Pain is not my wish for you. Yet in a fractured world, it becomes a place for change. Growth often hides beneath discomfort, forming resolve where uncertainty once ruled and shaping tender strength within you. Transformation occurs when pain is brought to me. I did not author your wounds, but I can use them. I never found joy in your sorrow. I bend broken moments into bridges others can cross toward calm and understanding together. But I will redeem it. Pain that wanted to harden you will now soften you. Betrayal will become ground where I affirm your worth. From these places, new mercy flows toward others, reminding them that loss is not the final sentence. Abandonment that once made you doubt yourself will root your identity deeper than before. Some things develop only in silence. Silence can become soil for confidence. What once unsettled you will now ground you firmly through calm depth and balance. Certain lessons cannot emerge under applause. Clarity often arises in isolation. Trust ignites when alternatives vanish. I permitted pruning to guard the fruit forming in you. I allowed tension to strengthen, not torment, so resilience could settle again and again. Your core is stronger now. You learned to walk with me in darkness, discovering that light already lived within you, even when surroundings felt unstable. Courage quietly expanded with every uncertain stride and anchored hope in your chest, forever steady. Pain shaped you, but does not define you. It taught you to see others deeply, to notice the overlooked. It opened your eyes to stories beyond your own, teaching you to stand alongside others in silence and in honesty, daily to feel what others avoid, sharpening compassion and discernment. This sensitivity lets you notice tremors before they become quakes and to reply with presence instead of quick solutions. It guides your responses, making room for respect, patience, and steady care. It trained you to listen between words. While opposition tried to crush your spirit, I used pain to make room for sacred purpose that changes lives because it is rooted in truth. This is your quiet strength. Use it kindly. This is experience, not theory. Many gifts woke up through hardship. You learned your strength when everything around you fell apart. Difficulty became the tutor that books could never be, writing understanding on your heart through long evenings and early mornings. Yet you remained standing. You discovered depth of love when people failed you, and you kept your heart open. Time alone heightened your sensitivity to my voice. Those vulnerable places now carry authority, not because they are flawless, but because I inhabit them. This authority comes from my presence within them. Now consider the constant ache, the longing to be understood and seen. The ache invites you to deeper conversation where we sift desire from distraction and keep what endures for the future journey. The need to feel known was not weakness. It signaled something deeper. It pointed toward community, toward spaces where honesty lives and where shared stories break isolation, reminding you that connection begins with revealed truth and open hearts together daily. It pointed to the truth that your soul was made for more than this world offers. Wanting belonging and connection is not wrong. Those needs exist by design. Those needs echo your design, calling you back to relational roots again. They were not given so you would depend solely on people, but so they would draw you closer to me. Every unmet longing guides you toward the only source that fully satisfies, and they will be met in unexpected ways. You ask why events unfolded that way. I understand the desire for answers, yet at times I hold back full explanations. Answers withheld keep certain doors closed until your readiness is complete, preventing damage that impatience could invite inside early. Withholding is not to confuse, but to protect your heart from clinging to what I already freed you from. Some losses were redirections. Some endings made room for beginnings. Every reroute carries a hidden invitation to notice new paths opening. You did not fail. You shifted and grew, responding to my guidance even when you did not name it as such. Adaptation is wisdom in action, proving flexibility stronger than stubborn pride. As you learn to breathe through change gracefully, pain becomes sacred when surrendered. Kept alone, it festers. Given to me, it turns into strength that influences others. Through surrender, strength rises gently like dawn, filling the room without demand and spreading steady light for each new horizon ahead. Your transformed pain will communicate more than speech. I never meant for suffering to label you. I asked you to hand it over. It will speak in your patience, in your calm eyes, in the way you stay present when others struggle, so I could turn it into power. That is happening now, not by erasing the past, but by redeeming it. You will feel lighter, not because memories vanish, but because they no longer own the present. You will speak more freely, not because pain is forgotten, but because it sits under new understanding. You will walk differently, not guarding old wounds, but carrying quiet confidence in those places. Those very scars will become markers of places where grace met reality and remained as your journey moves onward. This is genuine change, not artificial joy or denial, but steady, undeniable renewal. It is the steady progress that shows itself in everyday choices, in kind words spoken when irritation could rule, in patience extended to yourself again and again daily. So I ask again, will you offer the hidden pain? Will you stop managing and suppressing it alone? Let me carry what was never meant to define you, and watch empty rooms fill with fresh possibility right before your eyes. Stop trying to find perfect language. Simply hand the story over, plain and honest. I'm not asking you to keep proving strength. I'm inviting you to fully relax your grip and let your heart rest where my guidance can reach it. When you open your hands, I don't arrive only to soothe you. I arrive ready to shape patterns in you. You never saw what I cleared from ahead. It wasn't just removing obstacles. It was clearing space for calm and direction. Strength will follow. You are prepared now, not because all pain has vanished, but because you welcomed me into it. Once you allowed me into the places that had stung the deepest, those very wounds started turning into openings for growth. Now that your inner life is no longer chained to what happened before, I want to talk about what comes next. Something definite approaches. No vague hope, but an event set for the right moment, carefully woven into time with absolute precision. The coming days will not replay the hurt you endured. They will display the commitments I have kept. Hear me clearly, this marks the stage of completion. You waited patiently and quietly, shouldering what no one else could see or measure. You stayed upright through stretches that made little sense. And now I'm unveiling what has been quietly developing all along. Movement is already underway. Subtle at first, yet steady, arising from choices and shifts set in motion long before you noticed. You didn't catch it because it arrived without noise. Yet the climate around your life has turned. Locks are springing open. Connections held back are surfacing. Delays are giving way to timing. Indicators will show up as unmistakable moments of insight. Expect a quick series of confirmations. They won't be random or faint. They will be pointed, timely, deliberate, each one landing with just enough weight to remind you that the plan unfolding is carefully specific to you and entirely not accidental. They will be strategic. You'll hear my intent echoed through people unaware they are speaking to you. A single passage may surface several times in 1 week. A sudden urge will nudge you toward a choice you had hesitated to make. When those moments arrive, remember, you asked for guidance, and this is the response. These events aren't coincidences. They are purposeful instructions. They aren't fleeting impressions. They serve as clear markings along the steady route you and I are following together. These signs pinpoint progress on your map. I'm bringing everything around to completion. People, dreams, and openings will return soon. Yet this time you will engage from a place fully made whole rather than from the urgency that once drove you. This won't stem from desperation. I will provide insight where confusion lived and gladness where you thought the door was closed forever. Requests you voiced long ago waited in the distance. And now they are beginning to emerge before your eyes. They won't arrive all at once, yet they will arrive often enough for you to know I am active and involved. Some signals will appear through shakeups. Don't fear when structures shift. Not every tremor is opposition. It can be necessary renovation. I never take without intention to enrich. Every loss I allowed opened room for something deeper, truer to your purpose. Wake up expecting good again. Not forced cheer, but steady daily hope rooted in reality. I'm carefully arranging on your behalf. Ask, what are you doing today? Then watch. You'll see it in timing, delays that suddenly reveal their wisdom, unexpected calm in situations that once sparked panic, entrances opening with no struggle. Messages and encounters will carry unmistakable traces of my involvement. My handiwork will be evident. Your role is to stay attentive. Don't dismiss the small stir inside. That alert is me nudging you forward, guiding each response before your reasoning tries to overrule it. Do not quiet that inner knowing. That is my method. Now, concerning timing, remember how delay has tempted you to doubt the sound of my direction. Hold to this, the pause was never rejection. It was purposeful designed growth within your character. Here is the truth, postponement never meant refusal. It meant preparation. While you waited for outward progress, I focused on inner strength. Because your foundation is firmer and your hearing clearer, I can now reveal what had to stay hidden earlier. I wasn't denying you. I was shielding you. Some promises seemed to fade. Yet I watched over every word, ensuring none slipped away. I supervise my message until it becomes reality, and nothing I say ever returns without finishing its purpose. When I claim faithfulness, it does not tie itself to your timetable. It anchors itself to your destiny. I remain loyal to the version of you I see even when you cannot. So here's a clear step today, begin writing again. Not for the sake of keeping records, but so you will remember. Many things will occur within you and around you, and it will be easy to overlook how precise I have been. Track the clues, note confirmations, document quiet impressions. You will look back and realize I was close the entire time, constructing the way forward. People will feel drawn to you without understanding why. They will notice quiet steadiness in your words, lightness in your presence, outcomes of the hidden season. You won't need to promote yourself. Simply be present. As you stay rooted with me, influence will grow naturally. Not to magnify your name, but to make mine clear. Yet stay alert. Not every sparkle is genuine. Certain openings will test your discernment. Some invitations will aim at old bruises rather than your present calling. For this reason, I am sharpening your perception so you can sense the slight change when something misaligns. You'll feel a quiet shift inside when something is off. Follow that. I guide you through peace, not fear. Understand the distinction between pressure and purpose. Pressure demands performance. Purpose releases grace, freeing you to move according to who you really are. This is a season of unmistakable signs, a season for responses, a season to walk in what you were preserved for. You are not late. You are not lost. You stand exactly where the timeline meets the intention I carefully designed. Every unseen act of obedience, every private yes, every tear nobody witnessed, I noticed them. And now I respond not with random favor, but with purposeful release. Raise your eyes and stay awake. Signs have already begun, and fulfillment will follow soon. Now we discuss how you move forward, not hesitantly or passively, but with steady, anchored trust. My words were never just for comfort. They call for motion. Promises ask for participation. What I placed within you must be actively lived, not admired. Faith is not an emotion you chase when conditions feel calm. It is choosing to trust me before outcomes appear. Wake each day declaring, I am not alone. Make choices that echo what I said, even before outside visible evidence matches. It will stretch you and feel uneasy at times, but that unease signals growth, not danger. You are leaving simple survival and stepping into maturity. First, guard your surroundings. Whatever fills your environment will either directly strengthen trust or drain it. Filter the voices you entertain, the conversations you allow. Don't invite confusion by constantly consuming words that clash with what I've spoken. Clarity increases as you deliberately simplify your space, choosing peace over noise, presence over pressure daily. Begin each morning with me before anything else. Give me the first few minutes, even 5 make a difference. Speak honestly. Simple perfection isn't required. Invite me into wandering thoughts, and I will align the entire rest of your day. Come with doubts, half-formed thoughts, strength or weakness. Consistent conversation sharpens recognition. Soon you will instantly know my presence by deep familiarity. Respond to gentle nudges, those clear but soft impulses. Completely trust the leading even when no full explanation accompanies it. Obeying often arrives at inconvenient moments. Yet each obedient step swings open doors logic cannot reach. Don't postpone your yes because the picture is incomplete. I reveal what you need while you move. Speak with confidence born from alignment, not arrogance. Use your words with intent. Declare life over your future, peace in your atmosphere, provision over health and resources. As you repeat what I said, your inner world aligns with truth and reality steadily follows. Words powerfully shape alignment. Choose them carefully. Write again, not just thoughts but insights gained in prayer, phrases that stand out, dreams that stir at night, confirmations through people or events. Record everything. These notes will quickly remind you when doubt resurfaces and anchor you when future storms come. They will stand as evidence of my nearness. Move on what I already said. Don't wait for repetition. If I urged you to apply, simply proceed. If to release, release. If to create, begin. I'm not calling you ahead, but into rhythm. Don't mistake waiting for inactivity. Faith involves measured movement rooted in trust. Stay consistently close, and you'll know when to rest and when to act. Remain connected. Isolation distorts wise perspective. I'm placing supportive voices around you. Listen and accept heartfelt encouragement. Allow them to pray beside you even when you feel like withdrawing. Purpose was never meant to be carried alone. This ongoing season requires genuine connection rather than performance-based relationships. Be open. Authenticity draws my favor and strengthens the collective journey. I will honor open honesty. You don't need to do more. You need to do the right practices consistently. Daily morning conversation, midday stillness, regular reflection, weekly rest. These aren't rituals. They protect your inner life and refine your ability to hear. Small, steady actions yield lasting strength. Don't undervalue consistent moments. That is where growth appears and trust matures. Release the pressure to appear perfect. I'm not demanding flawlessness, only presence. Simply walk with me. Remain with me. Invite me each day. As you welcome me daily, I become your stability. I will supply the right words, timing, and posture. I won't guide you into places I haven't prepared. Yet trust remains essential. And trust is proven by actions, not sentiments alone. Walk now. Let belief reach your steps. Arrange your schedule to reflect calling. Your spending to reflect reliance, your priorities to reflect worth, your conversations to reflect healing. You are no longer the person you were. You belong to renewal. The more you align with what I say, the more clearly you will see what I am doing. Remain faithful. Remain available consistently. Remain grounded. This is how you steadily advance along the path I purposefully cleared ahead for you. Now let me speak as the one who has shared every quiet struggle with you. I know how long you held yourself together while secretly doubting your worth. Survival shaped a version of you that conflict distorted into uneasy self-regard. At some point, you began accepting lies that never started with me, believing harder work or brighter love might earn approval. Hear me clearly, identity is not earned. I gave it before the world could question it. You are not unwanted. You are easy to love, never too late, never forgotten, not a mistake needing correction. I formed you with care. After seasons of pruning and revealing, I am re-establishing this truth as the foundation upon which you now live today. From here on, you needn't hide behind competence or lean on performance for security. Don't shrink yourself to keep others comfortable. What I placed inside isn't excessive or mistimed. Every trait, even the ones you questioned, carries deep intended value. I'm not asking you to become someone else. I'm reminding you of who you were before fear imposed conditions. This isn't about inventing a new version. It's about returning to the identity I already completely affirmed and still affirm today. I see your capacity and your heart. You long to walk in alignment rather than mere achievement. Although others misunderstood your voice, you weren't made to conform. You were shaped to reflect me in a way no one else can. That's why tension existed. You were never designed to blend in. You carry quiet authority that shifts environments. Let me reframe yourself. You're not behind, not broken, not disqualified. You are truly more than the sum of difficult days. What you carry matters, and what you survived speaks. I'm restoring the internal foundation needed for what I will build through you. Stop defining yourself by what others missed or by comparison stealing peace. Confidence now rests in secure grounding. You know my voice, have felt my closeness, walked through fire without abandonment. Your identity is no fragile product. It formed during silent testing and stands sealed by my spirit. Fear no longer fits. Unfamiliar rooms cannot shrink you now. When old voices return, when shame whispers again, respond with truth instead of anxiety. Declare what I've spoken until your soul remembers its shape. Transformation isn't only thought. It must be lived through choices that match identity rather than fear. Build a hedge of protection around what I value in you. Serve without losing yourself. Love without abandoning yourself. Lead without performing, rest without guilt. These are the outcomes of alignment. And alignment begins now as your inner world grows ever stronger than exterior pressure. You no longer negotiate identity or live in reaction to wounds. You live responding to me. This alters everything. The way you pray, plan, relate, hear. You're not seeking love. You daily operate from it, secure in being fully known. The surrounding world may not immediately understand this change, but peace needs no defense. Transformation isn't proven through explanation. Let presence speak and consistent action testify. Quiet persistence will reveal the depth of what has happened within you over time. The journey ahead is not about striving for perfection, but staying responsive. Keep your watchful ears open, your heart flexible, your daily steps aligned. I am guiding every movement, and what begins inside will steadily shape outward everything around you. Pause, listen, choose. I will always provide enough light for the next step, though never so much that trust becomes unnecessary. Walk one decision at a time, and you will stay in rhythm. Remember, awareness grows through stillness. Take brief moments during the day to breathe and notice my presence. These pauses recalibrate your focus and keep external noise from overcrowding the quiet wisdom whispering inside. Return often to this settled space within. Stay curious. Ask me questions. I am not offended by uncertainty. Dialogue deepens relationship. As you converse, clarity rises and confusion loosens. Connection, not performance, is what I desire most. Let honesty shape every exchange. For honesty opens doors efficiently. Guard gratitude. Keep noting small gifts. Sunlight through a window, a kind word, the taste of simple food. Gratitude keeps vision clear, reminding you that goodness threads through ordinary moments, even amid challenge. Practice saying thank you out loud each evening. Hope is not fragile optimism, but a settled expectation anchored in my character. Feed hope by recalling past faithfulness and by anticipating future evidence. Let hope steady your daily rhythm when circumstances attempt to pull you toward excessive worry. Joy, too, will return to rooms you thought forever dim. It may arrive quietly, but its presence will surprise you. Welcome it. Let laughter remind you that resilience and lightness can coexist with depth and responsibility even during demanding hours. When disruption appears, remember, not every shaking opposes you. Some ongoing shifts dismantle structures unable to support the future. Trust me with exits as much as entrances. Release what can't stay and carefully create space for what truly belongs. Now I never reduce without aiming to expand. Losses you experienced have carved room for substance that aligns with calling. Wake expecting my activity, not forced cheer, but grounded hope. And watch ordinary hours unfold with quiet wonder daily around you. Ask daily, what are you doing today? And observe. You'll see wisdom hidden in delays, unexpected calm replacing panic. Suddenly, doors opening without striving. Notice subtle messages carrying my imprint. Stay sensitive to inner stirring. It is always my gentle leadership. Delay never equals denial. It equals preparation. While you waited for outer movement, I strengthened your core. Now timing aligns, and carefully withheld connections eventually release. Trust the pace. My scheduling consistently offers ever greater safety than immediate quick answers. I watch over every word I speak until it completes its intent. Nothing returns. My loyalty attaches to your destiny, not your deadlines. And I am devoted to the person you are becoming, even when you struggle to see it. Begin marking what happens, dates, impressions, confirmations, so future storms will find you anchored. Your records will remind you that I was never distant, only patiently building. Carefully gathered evidence collected now will quietly silence doubt later when it attempts another return. You will notice others drawn to you, sensing weight in your words, brightness in your atmosphere. This influence is entrusted, not advertised. Handle it carefully with humility, remembering its purpose is to reflect my heart, not ever elevate your profile. Stay vigilant. Not everything opening before you truly belongs. Some doors exist to test perception. Invitations may appeal to earlier wounds. Discern through the quiet shift inside. Always follow peace rather than fear, allowing steady grace to replace unnecessary pressure. This is your season of clear signs and appropriate responses. Walk daily forward confidently in what preservation made possible. You are steadfastly on schedule, right where my unique plan meets your willingness. Unseen obedience is now fully meeting visible purpose. Lift your eyes. Stay alert. The signs have started, and completion approaches. But it requires your involvement. What resides within you needs consistent work, turning steady belief into daily practice. Faith chooses trust before evidence appears and accepts discomfort as growth, not danger. Guard your environment. Voices and conversations either fuel or drain courage. Simplify surroundings so clarity can flourish. Daily decide which aspects remain and which must exit. Start each day with me even for 5 minutes. Honest words matter more than eloquence. Talk while walking, resting, working. Familiarity develops recognition. Soon my voice will stand out naturally amid others. Invite me into ordinary details and small turning points. Respond swiftly to inner nudges. Immediate obedience opens pathways reasoning cannot map. Consistently speak with authority derived from alignment. Declare life, peace, provision over your future, household, work, health, and community. Words reshape daily reality. So wield them with thoughtfulness. Keep writing, insights, verses, dreams, confirmations. These pages will anchor memory when doubt resurfaces. Take action on prior guidance. Apply, release, create. Walk in rhythm, faithful movement, not frantic pace. Balanced by rest and community support that strengthens your focus each day. Let transformation show through consistent presence, not announcements. Peace will speak louder than any statement. Continue forward with grounded confidence. I am with you, guiding, studying, celebrating each quiet step. No explanation owed. Your life will clearly tell the ongoing story. Amen. Thanks for watching God's Helps. Subscribe for daily divine messages. Click on the bell icon. Don't miss out daily God's message.